All right, so you got a pretty powerful story in terms of how you got to where you are today with It Works.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in just a second. Kind of talk first about your time prior to It Works, and I know there was a time where you lost everything, and that was obviously a very emotional time for you. And what you said to me is that you didn't want your family to have to experience that.
Exactly. My mom actually died when I was 15 years old, and it was just me and my dad and my sister. My sister was 13 years older than me, so she got married and moved on, so it was just me and my dad. He worked very hard, but after my mom died, we had tons of medical bills from her cancer, and we lost our home, we lost our cars, we lost everything. He built up his credit, and he moved in with my grandpa. My husband, at the time, we got married very young, and he worked very hard. He worked at a bar overnights for us, and he wanted to become a firefighter, but we couldn't afford the schooling. So he went, and we got financial aid and all that for him to go to school, so he's able to go to school. We saved as much money as possible, and we bought a trailer, and that's all we had. We lived in that. And before I found this business, we were on food stamps, we were on Medicaid, any energy assistance that you could get, we were on it. And it was coming down to where my husband was not making enough money to support us. He was working 40 to 50 hours a week. I have a 2 and a 6-year-old. My son was actually born 6 weeks early with a hole in his lung. So he's not able to be in daycare or anything like that. So I was a stay-at-home mom with him, and I had to find a way to make it work. I didn't want him to be sick, but I didn't want them to have to suffer at the same time. So my husband worked his butt off for us. And basically, we did anything possible. I was borrowing at least $500 a month. We were about to get our house foreclosed on. And I was picking which bills to pay each month, and last Christmas I actually got our electric shut off, and I had to go to the electric company and beg for money for my kids for Christmas gifts. And that was really painful, it really hurt. And I had been to a wrap party right before that, and I seen the girl making money. I asked her questions about it, I didn't really believe it. I had tried selling other things in the past, and I was not good at it. But I knew our situation, and I figured, what is it going to hurt? I'm borrowing money anyways from my grandpa. I'm going to borrow $99, and I'm going to give it a shot. I did that, and I posted on Facebook. I didn't have a home computer at all until I went Triple Diamond. I used my cell phone for everything. If I needed to print something, I would go to the library. Success was not an option for me. I made it happen. And I was diamond in 4 months, double in 5 months, triple in 6 months. And thank you. On my 6th month, I made in 1 month what my husband had made the entire year. And it was amazing. He was also able to quit his full-time job. He goes to school now full-time. He wants to be a firefighter, so he's continuing his education to do that. But he has been my rock through all of this. He has been my support system, and he's actually in Florida, but he's watching our kids today, or else he would be here with me.
That's awesome. Some of your concerns or some of your fears in terms of getting extra things, Christmas presents, groceries. What's that like now? You said being able to take your kids to whatever doctor you wanted to take them to, and not have to go through whatever was assistance approved.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's great, it's amazing. Whenever my son was born, like I said, he was born early, so we had to go to the clinic and whatever Medicaid would pretty much pay for. And I would walk in these places and I would have him bundled up in a blanket. I'm like, I'm not setting him down, I'm not touching anything. And just to be able to go through the phone book and pick a pediatrician, just for the kids to go to, so they didn't have to go to these nasty places, and it just feels great. It feels great.
And you also have a product story in terms of you weighed 210 pounds and you're down to 130,
yes.
And you're now playing with the children instead of, like someone said yesterday, on the sidelines watching.
Pretty good. Exactly. I had gained a lot of weight with my son, who was 6, and I didn't lose all the weight before I had my daughter. So I wasn't very active. I was just sitting around on the couch watching them play, and I didn't want to be that mom. I wanted to be the mom that was on the floor playing with them at the park, going up and down the slides and the swings, and I'm able to do that now because of this company.
Awesome. Give it up one more time for Renelle.
Thank you.